Body, Mind, Spirit community. This is your Goddess Guru, Tyra Omilade, here to share a word of inspiration with you on your path to self-realization and self-mastery. How are you today? This is December the 18th. We just came out of the new moon in Sagittarius. How has your new moon been? Are you feeling inspired? That's really what this new moon is about. It's about inspiration. It's about new beginnings. It's about setting intentions for more of what we want. Aren't these cycles awesome? Awesome. And I just did a live stream, and one of the things that I mentioned is that Saturn is moving into Capricorn. Well, I relate Saturn to Sekert. Sekert is all about the seasons and the cycles. So we give thanks that we have these opportunities of renewal month by month by month. The moon just does her beautiful thing. And so, yeah, it's almost like every two days. But the moon keeps doing her thing. The sun keeps doing what he does, or however you want to describe these energies. I'm just having fun. Hey, Divine Keys. And so, I just give thanks that we have all these opportunities to reset, to recharge, to rethink, to plan, to do all that we want to. Now, this is about the winter solstice, but let me just mention to you, just in case you're curious, Mercury comes out of retrograde, talking about Mercury comes out of retrograde on the 23rd of December. How has this Mercury retrograde been for you? Woo! I can say that it has been better than I thought. Yes. Thank goodness. It has been better than I thought it would be, but still, like my dance group, my drum and dance ensemble, we completely and totally forgot about a performance. I promise that has never happened. I was so embarrassed. Fortunately, it was at an elementary school, and we got to reschedule for 2 days later, and the people were so happy. But I thought, you know what? That got me in check. I went back through all my emails to see what gigs do we have. I'm asking everybody going into 2018, what can you do? What can't you do? All that kind of good stuff, because I did not like that feeling. So how has Mercury retrograde been for you? If it's been rough, December 23rd, it goes direct. And we'll be beyond all of this shift and change. You know, a lot of people have been talking about how intense it is. And, you know, it's just, to a certain degree, it's like we're just holding on. That's what I've been trying to do, not just like lose my mind. Just know that this is a phase that, you know, whenever a woman is pregnant, in labor, and she goes through transition is not easy. If you've ever experienced transition, Lord have mercy. You just want to give up. You know, it's the energy of Oya is how I see this energy of transition. It is so about what I'm going to talk to today. So let's just use that as a segue. You know, I agree, Divine Keys. It's been rough trying to keep the balance. And to a certain degree, part of the reason that we're looking at, you know, the balance and can I do this? Can I keep the balance? Is because the shift is happening. You know, what do we need to let go of? And that's what this time is all about. And so when you're trying to balance, you know, to a certain degree, it's sort of like stuff will pop out, but then whatever we're supposed to have will pop in. So, woo, yes, it's about being very conscious and really aware of what's happening, because it's so easy to get into that thing of why is this happening? And, you know, for those watching this channel, I just don't think that, I think y'all are aware. Just based on y'all's comments, I really can tell you're aware. But if we're not aware, then it could make us just sort of feel like we're having a bad time, when really it's like stuff is coming up. And Badua just mentioned all that's coming up for her, and that we have to be willing to look at it and to face it, just like we talked about. And, you know, actually, I thought I had already done the solstice reading for the Goddess Body Mind Spirit community, but I had not. What I had done the reading for is the new moon. One of the energies that we spoke at length about Herakahuti Ogun, Mars. That is the energy that surrounded us for this new moon, which is all about being courageous. Even when you fear loss of all, you face it. That's Herakahuti. So courageous that it's just like, you know what? I will face my stuff. I will face whatever it is I need to face to get this thing done, you know? The other thing is, and so we are facing what is coming up for us. You know, that is so good, Divine Keys. Keeping the balance. Where are we imbalanced? Really facing, this is where I'm imbalanced. It's embarrassing for me sometimes because I think I'm so perfect. Really and truly, I do think very highly of myself, but then there is that part of me that just, I totally struggle with self-esteem in so many ways. So it's like a double-edged sword. But I really have high expectations. Let me put it that way. I have very high expectations of myself. And so when I have to admit it's something that's sort of small that I'm not good at, I don't like that, you know? But if we take this time of looking at that, you know, we're like trying to keep the balance, we're looking to see what's out of balance. That if I get this in balance, if I work on this area, then I won't be like, ooh, 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 all day long, like, you know? I won't be like that because it'll be more of like, I like my my special effects. All right, Amethyst Renee, cool. All right, Divine Keys, glad you're feeling me on that. So let me talk to you all. Okay, Oshun, Haru, I hear you. So I left out that the energy that was surrounding us for the new moon also is Oshun. Oshun had Haru. So let it be duly noted. I said that energy is surrounding us. Do you know how amazing that is? Both of them spoke in the positive. With Haru speaking in her tap. Oof. You know, we talked about what do we want to manifest. That is our faculty of Haru. Hey, Nia. That is our faculty of Haru, Oshun, the energy of creation. What do we seek to manifest? Let me tell you, be creative. Tap into your creative energy. And one of the best ways to know if you're in that creative space is that you feel joy. That's something that's very important for us. Set intentions for feeling joyful. If it ain't, hey, Nina Soul, if it ain't joyful, then maybe we need to be doing something else, okay? Or we need to find the joy in the thing that we know we want to do. You know, Saturn is moving into Capricorn. We talked about this in the last video and how we need to be happy. We need to be serious. We need to be super serious about what we are doing. And one of the things, because I told y'all in that last video, can y'all hear me? I just saw like a little glitch. All right, I will answer that question, Nia. Can y'all hear me okay? So the, okay, thank you. So, one of the things I'm committed to is being happy in the hard work, loving hard work, loving routine things, because that is Capricorn. Thank y'all. Saturn, Capricorn says, hey, we're gonna do this hard work. And y'all know sometimes hard work is just not that fun. But we can find joy in that hard work. We can a lot of times when I envision the energy of the Orisha, especially the wisdom of the Orisha, I see it all swirled together and, you know, in their colors. So let's say I get Herakahuti, Haru. This is the energy that we got. So Herakahuti is red, and we could say black too. But I'm just going to go with the red. And Haru could be like orange and green and yellow. And I just see it all swirled up in there. We can combine the energy of joy with the energy of hard work, feeling so joyful. And let me tell you another thing you can do to connect with this energy of Saturn and Capricorn, of this winter solstice time, which is the energy of Capricorn. We can, oh Lord, what was I going to say? Anyway, I lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me, I promise y'all, because it was like fire. So this energy of Heteru is really working with us to be creative, to love. Oh, that's what I told you it was going to come back. I told you it was going to come back. So how do you, if you do struggle with this hard energy, this hard word, taskmaster type energy of Capricorn, that is you. All right. We all have Capricorn in us. One of the things that I do is I hang out with Capricorns. I hang out with people who have a lot of Capricorn energy. And so I have this one friend, her name is Andrea. And Andrea is the consummate Capricorn sun. This chick loves her routines. She has all her schedules. She's going to get her food cooked for the week, like for her lunch on Sunday. And you know, she has her workout routines, and she always has all her bags packed. You know, she dances with me, and she prepares the night before, maybe 2 days. I don't know how you Capricorns do it. Y'all are fire like this. And they get everything together. You know, she gets it all together. She shows up early. So I, in my Piscean way, and at that time I was really out of balance, started watching her. And I said, okay, be like Andrea, the Capricorn. And so now that Capricorn is upon me and I feel it in my mind, because like I said, it's in my third house, so it's really ruling my mind. I have been finding myself, and she's even amazed that I'm showing up on time and I'm organized. I'm no longer like, oh, you know, what are we doing here? You know, because I was just torn up these last couple of years, just messed up. She's even like, what? Now I still have my Piscean ways. I will always be proud to be a Pisces. But where you lack order, hang out with a Capricorn. And I actually used to not like Capricorns because they're so bossy. But that's what they rule. They rule boss energy. Where you want to be a boss in your life. That's what we need to be doing with this Capricorn energy. Hold on, y'all. I need a little sip. Okay. So, Capricorn's color, I think one of the colors is black. And I don't like wearing a lot of black. But when I need to invoke the energy of Capricorn, guess who's going to put on black? I'm going to put on black for Scorpio too. It makes me feel badass when I put on black. I used to wear all black all the time. And then I started wearing blue because of my Arisha Yemoja. Bedua, my brother's a Capricorn. I'm like, he gets so mad at me when his kids were younger because I would tell him, you're too hard on your children. And he would say, you don't tell me how to raise my children. I'm like, woo. And he was military dad too. Oh, loud. But yeah, so hang out with Capricorns. They can be so bossy and everything. But I'm telling you, if you want to get something done and you want to raise that energy in you, hang out with Capricorns. Iron sharpens iron, baby. That's another thing Herakahuti is telling us. You want to be sharp? Hang out with the sharp people. All right. We do. Okay, let me go into this reading because I just keep touching on it. Let me tell you what is governing us for this winter solstice. So for the next few days, but baby, take this into, you're just keeping me rolling, Bedua. Let me have you take this into the winter. Okay. So the energy of the winter solstice, take it all in through, you know, the rest of December, January, February, until the equinox. The energy governing the Goddess Body, Mind, Spirit community for the winter solstice is Nekabet positive Tahuti Hetep. I love that. Woo. Okay, so Nekabet, that's one of the things Nekabet says. You have to watch out who you're hanging out with because we are energetic beings. See, this is Oshun. You want to work with this Oshun energy? The first thing you have to remember when you're wanting to invoke this creative energy is you have to completely shift your paradigm. You say to yourself, I am not flesh and blood, I am energy. And Oshun Head Haru is the shapeshifter. Okay. And so we have to shape shift our energy into what we want it to be it our own bodies, or be it something that we wish to see manifest in our lives, be it money, be it happy relationships, be it a new home, whatever it is. We have to operate from the place of energy. And so going to this winter solstice time, we have to remember that everything around us is affecting us energetically. We are psychic sponges. And so it's good for us to get outside into nature, because that will shift our energy for the positive. Let our feet touch the earth if you are in the islands. I just had to take that back. I'm sorry. I'm not going outside with bare feet right now. It's too cold in Tennessee. But I can go outside. I can go for walks in the forest. I can go sit by the river. Some of us may live at places where there's high, like a big mountain or cliff to go sit on, connect with Obatala. If you're near the ocean, you can go sit near the ocean. Just getting out into nature to help reset our energy, to keep us, as Divine Keys was mentioning, that balance. It will feel the balance not be like this so much. It'll be more like that. The more time we spend outside. The colors that we wear, just like I was talking about Capricorn. And when you want to invoke the energy of Capricorn, wear black. Wear business-like type clothes. Also, be serious. That's one of the things I learned as a stay-at-home mom. When you get up in the morning, put on your clothes for the day. Because otherwise, my mind just stays in sleep mode. That's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to get up, do a few things, then I'm putting on my clothes for the day. I'm not going to stay in my night clothes. That's just a trick that I've done for my mind to switch me into work mode. So you want to do things that will switch you into work mode. Hang out with other Capricorns, and it's whatever that energy is. Learn the different signs. Learn the different Orishas. Okay, if you are into the Orisha tradition, and let's talk about Head Haru. So you want to invoke the energy of Head Haru. Hang out with healthy artists. I hang out with lots of artists, and you have to find the ones who are healthy, or where you are really engaging their artwork, where they may be in balance in the rest of their lives. You hang out with them when they're doing their art form, you will feel that creative inspiration, that creative urge and nudge within you. Go sit at the river. Do things that are fun and creative. Wear orange, yellow, green. Okay? Beautify yourself. Beautify your surroundings. You want to do things that are beautiful, beauty invoking. It's all about beauty, creativity. If you want to invoke that energy within yourself, and we could just go on and on and on. And so the people that you hang out with, are you hanging out with people that inspire you, like Sagittarius has encouraged us to do? Or are you hanging out with people that keep you stuck in your stumble? Question. Who are you hanging out with? Because they are influencing your energy. Okay. And so I like hanging out with a nice balance of people. I want to hang out with people who I perceive to be, maybe a little more advanced than me in whatever that area is. So let's say fitness, because I teach fitness classes. I love hanging out with trainers. I want to hang out with trainers because I want to pick up on their energy. I love hanging out with people at the same level as me as teaching, and I love hanging out with newbies who are on fire to learn and become something anew, because then I get to reach back and share my gifts with them. I get to talk to people who are doing exactly what I'm doing, and it becomes inspirational, and we don't feel like we're alone. And then I look to the trainers to see, what can I do new? How can I improve myself? Yeah, that's an example. Who we hanging out with? All right. If we have a home life where it's sort of like, ooh, I feel like these people, they don't get me, just find that space, that place where you can go. Try not to dwell too much on. This is another thing about the law of attraction, which we're working with Head Haru Oshun. You want to focus your mind on what you want, not what you don't want. It's okay it's really important actually for us to admit, you know what? I don't like this thing. I don't like this person. I don't like this, what's going on. Because then it shows us where we need to be shifting our mind to instead of just saying, I have to accept this thing. But, some of us might be in a position where the people that get on our nerves the most, we actually can't really get away from them. So we have to create those places where we go and we shut out that part of the world and we unleash the joy, the creative, urges, the truth of who and what we are, until we can do it everywhere at all times. Just keeping it 100. Right. So yes, this time right now with Saturn ending being in Sagittarius, and this is tomorrow Saturn moves into Capricorn. Endings, you may find endings are happening. And so because Nia mentioned she had to drop some people, you may find that some endings are happening in your life with some relationships. That's fine with me. I'm good. I'm good with letting people go who, if I think about this person and every time I think about this person, I'm frustrated, you got to go. That's a sign. I love you. But as Baba Femi says from OIDSI, I can love you from the other side of town. So, yes, this time we need to be thinking about who are we hanging out with, what colors are we wearing, what are we doing, what things are we involving ourselves in. Everything has energy. It's all affecting us energetically. The other thing that's important for us is to connect to our intuition and to trust it. It's time to trust your intuition, baby. So that is something I think is really hard for people at times. And what I tell folks is you have to learn how to trust your intuition by just doing it. And maybe you start off small, like you hear that still small voice in your mind say, turn left. And you're like, man, I really think I'm supposed to turn right. So then you go ahead and follow it and turn left. Even if it's wrong, you gave it a try. Your intuition will know, okay, she's listening, he's listening. And then you just keep doing it until you know what that voice sounds like compared to all them other voices that's up there. We all know the voices that are up there trying to tell us everything to do. We can begin to differentiate what voice is what. And then we begin to trust our intuition and we go with it. Right now, we are highly intuitive. And so we need to be writing down. I think it was Amethyst Renee said, her Baba has said just this morning, this is the time to be writing down your goals. So we're intuitive and we ask our intuition. Yes, we know there's some things that we want to achieve, but we want to check in with our intuitive nature and say, what is it that I should be focused on? My friend last year said, this year, I'm not really saying I want anything except for what the great divine wants for me to have. It was not even on her radar to get a new home. She just moved into a new house. I'm like, to witness this thing is incredible. But to go with listening to our intuition, especially when it comes to setting New Year's intentions. And like I said in the last video, Saturn moving into Capricorn is setting the time for a new 30-year cycle, because it takes 30 years, about 30 years for Capricorn to go through all the signs. Saturn to go through all the signs. And so, you know, we really want to be thinking about for the next 30 years from the inside out. What is it that we want to manifest? Because guess what? Sometimes we don't yet see it. We haven't thought about it yet. And so maybe our intuition can give us something to think about. But also your intuition will tell you who to trust. It'll give you inclinations about what you should be moving towards, what you should be moving away from. You know how you're like, I just have a feeling about this thing, or I have a feeling about this thing. I just got a good feeling. No, I'm not trusting this. You know, this lady I know, she just moved into a new house. And her dog will not walk through. I think it's like from the kitchen into the living room. The dog will not walk straight through. This dog has never done this. This dog will only walk through by turning backwards, walking in back, and then it turns back around to walk forward. I'm like, I listen to animals. When animals do things like that, I'm like, And see, to me, that's what this Nekabet energy is all about. It's like trusting our intuition, like these animals can see stuff, you know? Things you can do during these next few days, but definitely throughout the winter. Yoga. Nekabet speaks to yoga. Let's do yogic breathing because it helps to reset that energy. Yoga resets. It also, you know how we said, it yokes us. It unites body, mind, and spirit. And I have to be honest, I love yoga, but I have it's a very complex relationship with yoga. But I have committed to doing yoga on a regular basis. It's like I go through these phases where I'm really good at it, and then I fall off the bandwagon. But Saturn is here. So I'm going to use this time of structure and hard work to make sure that I make yoga part of what I do because I'm better for it. But this is a time for us to really do yoga, yogic breathing. The breath work is so good for purifying the body, calming the mind. It is truly one of the best rituals that we can do is to engage in different yogic breathing. You know, you can do the alternate nostril breathing. If you are feeling like you are too excited, you close off the right nostril and breathe in and out through the left. If you feel like you need, if you need to calm down, you breathe in and out through the left. If you feel like you need more energy, you breathe in and out through the right nostril. And of course, the alternate nostril breathing brings the balance between the two. Rahu, this Nekabet energy is the same energy as Rahu in Vedic tradition. The North Node is what we call this in the Western astrological tradition. And so I'm loving this Amethyst Ray Shakti. I just love that. So where is Rahu or the North Node right now? It's in Leo. So what I encourage you all to do is to think about where during this winter solstice time, where in your life do you need more confidence? Where in life do you need to shine more? Where are you hiding your light? You need to think about that because the universe is calling you to let your light shine, okay? We don't benefit from people not operating from their light. We don't benefit from people dimming their lights. We benefit when you let your light shine. Even when the world says, girl, dim that light. It's too bright. You say, I'm like Motel 6. I'm going to keep this light on, baby. All right. Also, I mean, this kind of ties back into Heteru and Sagittarius. Inspiration and creativity, you know. Really connect with what inspires you and your inner creativity. Even for those who feel like they're not creative, you're creative. You've got to be creative because you're here. This world is a universe of creative thoughts and, you know, feelings, emotions. You're creative. You may be creative in your own way. So, for instance, I think people who can cook well are creative. Can't everybody just throw together some stuff? Can't everybody just do what these people who are in the kitchen can do? I think people who created code to make computers, that is so freaking creative. Another thing, my younger son is the artist, the family artist. And so we have this puzzle thing that you try to figure out how do you get this thing undone. He's the only person in the family who's been able to figure this thing out. And it's because his mind is so creative. Inventors are very creative people, okay? And cultivate your imagination. You know, people have tried to rob us of our imagination. I don't like it when people are like, when I'm being imaginative and magical, like believing in unicorns. Anywho, when people are like, what are you thinking about? You know, when we were little kids, we would get in trouble for daydreaming. Maybe not in trouble, but daydreaming in class was greatly discouraged, you know. But the creative mind is the imagination. That's where we live out the things that we're going to create. So you want to really do work that will allow you to be imaginative in a creative, fun, and happy way. Watch your thoughts. Thoughts are things. And so what we see becomes a thing. So with that, there's two goddesses for the winter solstice. We always choose Yemonja. I go with what Louis Shatish taught me, and that is that the winter time is the time of Yemonja, my Orisha. It is the time where we go into the womb of darkness to gestate ourselves, y'all. It is a time of nurturance. It is a time where you go into the darkness and you do things to love on yourself. You know, in the last video, we talked about how birthdays are special, but how it can be complex if other folks ain't celebrating your birthday with you. You know, I do get that. And so what we have to do is we have to do it ourselves. Even if we have to pay somebody, like go and get a massage or go someplace where their job is to wait on you. I struggle with that because I don't know, in this world that is so consumer driven and capitalistic and me, my, or whatever, I don't all the time like spending money that way. I would prefer to donate my money and help somebody out, or spend my money in a way that's going to help me help people. But every now and again, I think to myself, I've got to do this, even if I have to find it, you know, in a way where I'm making sure I'm supporting a local business owner. I have to find ways to love on and nurture myself. Okay, we need to do that during this time, but also during this time, Nekabet, I can compare this energy to Oya. Okay, transformation. So you will begin to see glimpses. That's one of the things they said about Saturn going into Capricorn. Saturn is Sekert. I relate Saturn Sekert to Oya. This is the time of Oya at the same time. Even though to me Oya is the fall, we're going to continue this Oya journey for a little while longer. And we give thanks. We give thanks. Love you too, mama. Love you too. We give thanks and love. Yes, love Yemonja. Maybe you're talking about the greater Yemonja. Anyway, so this is the energy of Oya, transformation. And what they said is the things that we've been seeing these last few weeks are a glimmer of what is to come. So we think about over the last 2 years, what has been a focus that has been requiring us to be serious. So for me, I didn't realize that I had all this thing going on with Saturn until this year. So I didn't get all my lessons, but I realized what I didn't get. And I'm taking those into this next season of Saturn in Capricorn. Okay. But you can begin to look at, by using your intuition, listen to what are you being called to address in your life? What is coming up for transformation? You can look at where Scorpio is in your chart. So, you know, first house is always the self. But it's also sort of like an overhaul of your own life. Whenever you have a lot going on in that first house. The second house is values and resources. The third house is going to be the mind, the community, skills, learning. Fourth house will be home and ancestors. I'm giving it real light. Sixth house would be your health routines, your work environment, as well as pets. The seventh house would be relationships, be it marital, long-term relationships, as well as like business partnerships, and to a certain degree, contracts. Eighth house is the house of transformation. So if you have Scorpio in the eighth house, which is Aries rising or Aries sun, moon, you know, you will be dealing with some transformative stuff going on in your life, just sort of like in general. Ninth house is higher education, beliefs, philosophies. That's Sagittarius. If you have Scorpio in your 10th house, transformation in your career. And I'm thinking that it's some good stuff indicated because Jupiter is there. And then for if you have Scorpio in your 11th house, that's going to be about your friends, your networks, also the house of gains. How nice is it to have Jupiter in your house of gains during transformative times? Oh my gosh. Woo! Amethyst Renee, we're going to have to look into this cryptocurrency. Just when I thought about that, I'm like, And then if you have it in your 12th house, then transformation in your spirituality, in your subconscious. So those are potential areas of transformation that we can all think about, okay? You know where you need to transform. Even if you don't know anything about your astrology, we can sense it. It's there. So work with the energy of Oya. See, that's breathing right there. Oya is about the wind. Her color is purple. You can dance and twirl around like a tornado. That's another thing that you can do. If you have an Oya book, Awa Falakun wrote a book, maybe somebody else on Oya. Read the books, you know, sing the song, say the prayer, turn on Oya music, invoke the energy of Oya in your life. Ask Oya with grace and ease if she will assist you with this transformation. Make sure you add in with grace and ease. Oya's number is 9. Work with the number of 9, the energy of 9, which in numerology is about being philanthropic. It's endings on a large number. It's endings. What, Nia? You have something going on with Oya? Okay, so working with the energy of Yemonja, it's very similar to working with this energy of Oshun, where you go and sit near water, take baths, work with lavender. Oya is going to be, oh yeah, don't put it on YouTube. Yeah, just email me. Oya is going to be frankincense and myrrh, oils and scents. Yemonja, lavender, and jasmine, and Oshun, sandalwood, and what's that other one I love with a honeysuckle. Anybody else have any other scents? I can't think of the stones right off. Quartz rose for Yemonja. I need to get those down. Yeah, I didn't write all those notes down. I'm just trying to think of ways that you can invoke the energy of these goddesses. We're working with the triple goddess right now, y'all. All the goddesses of the, you know, 3 faces of the goddess are working with us. But definitely, you know, with Yemonja, you want to be doing things that nurture yourself. Self-nurturance is a spiritual practice. Very good. Yes, working with the energy of Oya. Just make sure you say with grace and ease. Okay. So Sakalia knows about the cryptocurrency. Okay. Cool. I will be talking to Sakalia. And if Sakalia knows enough that she wants to come on and do a talk with us, then Nina Soul always she uses tobacco oil and sweetgrass to call upon Yemaya. Okay. Alrighty, so lastly, isn't it wonderful how the Orisha, the energies, they just give us so much to work with. They do not leave us behind. Thank you so much. Oh, not lastly, let me just say this really quickly. I know we typically work with our ancestors in the fall, especially leading up to Halloween, but whenever Oya is on the scene, I'm working with the ancestors. So I encourage you all to make sure that you pour some libations to your ancestors. Let me tell you, you can just pour them in your own way. Okay? Call on your ancestors of light. If you know some names, pour libations in their names. I have to oftentimes pour libations and say, I don't know all of you, but I love you and thank you for what you do for me. Feed your ancestors. If you don't have an ancestral altar, maybe this is the time to set one up. And you can take a small dish of food. I have a special place in my kitchen where I put my food for my ancestors. And you feed your ancestors and ask them to assist you. You know, it is said in Ifa, especially if you're not initiated, but everybody, work with your ancestors because they can help you like this. Our ancestors are sitting around like, when is this child going to ask me for my help? You know, sometimes when we are really in trouble, they show up and they help us anyway. But can you imagine if we asked them for their help, what they could do? Boom. Work with the ancestors right now, y'all, during this solstice time. Tell them, look, this is how I work with my ancestors. Ancestors, be a lamp unto my feet. Be a hedge of protection around me and my family. And I'm asking you, ancestors, whatever we need help with, show us the way. It's that simple. Yes, y'all feeling me on the ancestors. They are so happy with us. Woo, y'all got me excited. Okay, now for real, the last thing. Energy surrounding us also during this time. First one, Nekabet, positive. Y'all are loving the ancestors. Woo, woo, woo. And then the second energy that spoke from my Metuneta Oracle is Tahuti Hetep. How awesome is that? I love Tahuti. Woo! I love Tahuti readings because this is saying the wisdom is with us. The energy of wisdom surrounds us. That it is, because it's Hetep, the energy of wisdom, it will be easier for us to tap in and tune into it. So here we have Nekabet over here saying open to your intuition. And it's easy. It's really easy for us to be open to our intuition because Nekabet has spoken. Okay? It's easy. Flashes of wisdom, insight, inspiration. Like, woo, where did that idea come from? That kind of thing. And then Tahuti Hetep is saying, you know, the big kahuna wisdom is with us. And so this is a time for us to read wisdom text. During this solstice time, what wisdom text are you going to read? So right now I'm rereading the Metuneta. But I'm never above reading, say, for instance, I love Spiritual Liberation by Michael Beckwith. There's another one that I do Audible. I can't think of this other one, but I like reading wisdom text. It allows my mind to lock on to something. You know, we talked about in the other video, Amethyst Renee mentioned the propaganda that's flowing down to us to make us think, feel, be a certain way so we can stay puppets within the system. Fear our power. Well, when I read wisdom text, it expands me. Again, this is a time of expansion. When Tahuti speaks, we're to expand. When I read wisdom text, it makes me stand on the outside of the propaganda and just look at it like, you kidding me? That is so funny. You are so funny. I'm not falling for you. All right. I'm operating according to the highest wisdom. And so I encourage you all to read your wisdom texts. Go back and look at old readings that you have. I have every reading that I've ever gotten. And I will review those readings. Okay. Listen to your teachers. For those of you who have spiritual teachers, listen to your teachers because they will be sharing wisdom. Maybe it's something from in the past. Maybe it's something that will be coming forward now. But you want to make sure you listen to what your teachers are saying. And check it in with your own internal wisdom and guidance. I believe in having a teacher. Because they make us accountable and they challenge us to grow. And, you know, you choose a real teacher, a wise teacher, they're wise. My teachers always give me something to think about. They give me hope. Tap into your inner oracle, which I've already talked about. But if you actually use an oracle, consult your oracle daily, at least over the next few days. But if you can throughout the winter, consult it daily. Just get some guidance, get some wisdom, and just go get an oracle deck. Just choose one. Go let your intuition choose that oracle deck, and every day pull a card and look at it and see, ponder on it, and think about how this wisdom applies to your life. Oh, wow, Nia. Well, I will continue to share for you, darling. It is my honor. It is my honor. That is something I'm actually really having to sort of get used to, is people see me as their teacher. I'm like, me? Really? Because I'm seeing all my teachers and I'm like, ah. But I take that seriously, and it is an honor. And I pray for everybody every day. All of you. I pray for you and when I talk about those prayers that I do, this community is a part of those prayers. So lastly, if you need to seek expert advice, then do so. Even for those of us who don't like going to the doctor, sometimes we might need to go to the doctor. That's something I say because I know a lot of you who are on here are women of African descent. And y'all are so sweet. Thank y'all. I have to stay on the women of African descent. I have to stay on us about these kinds of things because I know that we are conjure women. We come from the powerful tradition of the witches. And I know people try to make witches out to be bad, but they are the wisest of the wise women. And so we can conjure some stuff up. But in this day and age, when we need to go seek some real medical advice, I'm telling you, that's what we need to do. Okay? But maybe it's about a contract, or maybe you need to go get therapy. I believe in going to get therapy. I do. Go see your psychologist or your psychiatrist. I believe in that. What's her name? Jennifer Lewis, I think, has these videos out, and she's talking about her level of insanity when she was a young woman, and just really putting it out there about how she was able to make some changes. And part of that entailed going to see a therapist. And I like it. She was like, I'm not going to go see a therapist. I'm Jennifer Lewis, you know. Then she got tired of, living that way, and she went and got her help. So whatever it is, go to the oracle, get a reading by your teacher or me, and let us go to the oracle on your behalf. These oracles, blessed be the witches. Ashe, Nina Soul. Going to the oracle is how we avoid making mistakes. That is one of the main reasons I started divining for myself. That's how I started divining. I started divining for myself. It's because I was like, you know what? I cannot pay somebody every time I need, a little reading. When I say little, it's sort of like, I guess this is not a little reading, but I remember needing to figure out what car I needed to buy, And y'all, one of the things I hope to do is to teach people how to divine for themselves. That's something that's important to me. I like doing big readings for people, but I like people to be equipped so that, because the oracle has been suppressed, just like astrology. The astrologers talk about how astrology got suppressed, witchy ways have been suppressed. All that has been suppressed to, because it works. And so I want to eventually teach people how to divine. So that's one of the reasons I'm rereading the Metu Netter. I want to come up with a class so that I can formalize teaching it and help people learn how to do their own Metu Netter readings, because it is very hard to read that Metu Netter book to the point where you understand how to read it and you know how to do oracle divination. Let me not get off on that tangent. Oh my gosh, because I will go on forever. So it's important for us, though, to take these oracle decks that we have and to use them during this time. Very good, Amethyst Renee. She says that she's divining every day. Nia's asking how many cards, just one, but maybe one day you use multiple oracle decks. And one of the reasons I like using multiple oracles at times, okay, because I was like, cars? Is she going to pick up a baby? One of the reasons I like using multiple oracles is because you begin to see they are all saying the same thing. They are all saying the same thing. And so that's something that you want to look for during this solstice time. All the cross messages. So let me know, is there an animal that's been standing out for you here lately? Is there an animal totem? Look up that animal and see, is the message of that animal in alignment with some other message you've been getting? The Native Americans, those animal totems is no joke. All right. So I think that an animal that you can work with Yemanya would be the whale, because the whale is, just look it up. I'll put it that way. Look it up. But for Oshun Heteru, it would be the otter. Okay. Nia said birds. That's the Iyami. Excuse me, I shouldn't say Iyami. But those are powerful energies of these powerful witchy type energies. Let me say it that way. Yes. Ali Fonseca said feline energies. I love feline energies. Cats are a trip, but I love the big cats too. I love the big cats. They say back in ancient Egyptian Kemetic times, the lions were bound down to the kings and queens of Egypt. That's deep. Let me come and see some of y'all's comments. I'm getting close to ending. I've had such a good time with y'all this morning. Let me go back. Good morning to everybody. Just all the love. Oh, I have a ways to go, y'all. I'm gonna, y'all are great at commenting. Okay. Deep lessons, wounds, perceptions about intimate relationships came up. Another form of personal balance of feminine, masculine energies within me. Balancing the feminine and the masculine. Okay. Let me see what else they say. So I hope I answered. Let me know if you need me to say anything else about how to get those creative juices flowing, Nia. Amethyst Renee, creativity, passion is gasoline for life. If you ain't living your passion in some kind of way, you're a robot. That's something to think about. Do you want to be a robot? I mean, sometimes we have to get real with ourselves. That's all y'all. Y'all is like, get real. Get real. Okay. Amethyst Renee is a Capricorn. But you know what? Amethyst Renee, are you Capricorn sun? I think y'all are going to do well during this Capricorn, Saturn and Capricorn transit. So Bedu was talking about her dad was a Capricorn parent. Capricorn parents, you have to try to find that balance. You cannot help being hard on your kids, but it's good for them. Just have to have that balance. Yes, Nia. Sometimes dealing with Capricorns is hard, but I've learned I cannot live without Capricorns. I will get nothing done if I don't have Capricorns in my life. Nothing. So, okay. Yep. Bedua says her dad is a Navy man, but the truth is he keeps her straight. Yes, Capricorns are misunderstood. And Amethyst says black is the color of creation, womb of darkness. A part of loving you is releasing what no longer serves our highest good people, habits, and thought patterns. That's from Nina Soul. Release what no longer serves our highest good. Got you. People, habits, thought patterns. So Nia says, I just learned to start following that small voice because I always wanted to follow the big voice. You really have to be in a good place. You are so right. You have to be in a good place There's a saying that says, are you listening to for the roar of the lion or the whispering of the wind, or something like that? That wind will be giving you some powerful stuff. Sometimes the roar of the lion is not going to come. Amethyst Renee, only thing you can change is how you respond to said people. Yep, we can't dim our lights. Okay, so Amethyst Renee, got to exercise that intuition muscle just like we do our physical muscle. That is so true. It gets stronger when we use it. Even when we want to build bigger muscles physically, we have to keep adding more weight. She said she needed to hear that herself. We have to add more weight. How do you add more weight? You just do it. You keep saying, I'm going to listen to my intuition. Start small and keep adding more. Be intuitive on bigger and bigger and scarier and most scary situations. She is telling it. Massage therapist. Massage. Okay, Amethyst Renee. Massage is a key to health and will make you more flexible. And it makes yoga more enjoyable. That's good to know, Amethyst Renee. She's a licensed massage therapist. I struggle with massage therapy. I'm very lovey, but I have to find the right massage therapist. Are you in Nashville or Middle Tennessee? So Nia says she has a problem with patience and getting things done. So when she's getting her nurturance, like getting her nails done, she's even like, hurry up, hurry up. So that's just something you can work on. I think you might be a little bit younger than me. It doesn't matter. Sometimes we have to learn how to, we come up with tricks to develop our patience, okay? And part of it is we just tell ourselves, I'm going to be patient. And then while you're sitting there, you make your mind think about things that are sort of relaxing and calm you down, and you'll see the benefits. The patience is a superpower. That's the other thing. I see the how much I benefit from it. It's a superpower. Massage creates, from Amethyst Renee, massage creates the optimum environment within the body for it to heal itself, because the body is perfectly made and 100% capable of healing itself from all disorders. I do totally agree. And the number one cause of disease is stress. That is where I stand, Amethyst Renee. I am with you on that. Okay. Nia's making a connection to Oya. Alrighty. I like this one. You have to take care of yourself or you won't be able to take care of anybody else. Yet again, Amethyst Renee. Girl, you are bringing it. Yes. Build that ancestor altar, Nia. I'm loving how everybody's encouraging everyone, chiming in. Thank you all so much. Oh, Nia says she's sketching her own 22 card of the tarot deck. Love that. See, my thing is this. I don't need anybody to give me permission to do certain things. When it comes to my life, now I might not share everything I do in my life with everybody because I don't want to hurt anybody. But when Spirit tells me to create my own oracle, I will do it because it's based on me. Okay. Yeah, okay. So maybe you're asking how many cards to pull. However many you want to, Nia. You can pull 1 to 3. Excuse me, 1 to 3. Okay. Okay, so I need to get y'all the information from for Sakalia, who I know personally. You'll be in good hands with Sakalia. She good people. She is considered to be the consummate businesswoman in our community. Oh, we have several of us. So, okay, everybody. So, I love this. Ali Fonseca, Wake the Witches, claiming back my power, discovering the witch within. That's something I think that all of us need to really consider. It has such a bad connotation to some people, but guess what? I do not give a damn. I just don't. I may not walk around telling everybody, But that doesn't mean I'm not walking in my witchy ways. Folks want to walk around here weak and powerless. They can do that. All right. I own my witchship. I own it. I own it. And it's so fun and just wonderful. All right, y'all. So thank you all so much. I'm wishing you all an awesome just season of transition, but in particular, winter solstice. And I will be back soon to hear how things are going for you all. I'm on the Oracle Speaks. The Oracle Speaks on Facebook if you want to communicate with me there. And, you know, you can always go to my website. Thank you all so much for tuning in this wonderful discussion for today. I will make sure I get Sakaya's information and put that in the description box, because the chat goes away after we in the live stream. But whatever people need to offer up, because what I said in the last video is we are going through a huge shift. What we have now, take a snapshot of it, is what the astrologer is saying, because it's going away. It's going away. And so we need to learn about what is to come and be on the cutting edge of this and define it for ourselves. So I wish y'all, even though Capricorn isn't the most huggy type energy and Saturn isn't the most huggy type energy, but I wish y'all a great Saturn return. I call this kind of energy Big Mama. I wish y'all a good time with Big Mama, because Big Mama's going to take care of you. You're going to be good with Big Mama. I wish y'all a good time with Big Mama, with Oya, Yemonja, Oshun, Heteru, Aset, whatever names we want to use, Sekhmet. You know, we just give thanks for the energy of the goddess. We give thanks for our ancestors. We give energy for this expansive energy of Tahuti, Jupiter, that is surrounding us. Abundance, abundance, and more abundance abounds. I love you all. This is your Goddess Guru. Thank you all. Wishing you all the greatest of all greatest seasons ever. See you soon. Peace.